Canelo has issues with PBC and Al Haymon. Canelo leaving Al Haymon is terrible news. Gervonta Davis, the professional clout chaser. Edgar Berlanga knocks out McCorry and calls out Canelo. This is the Edgenote50KO Show, episode 3. Let's talk about it. Edgar Berlanga knocks out Padraig McCorry in the 6th round. In the post-fight interview, he said he was losing sleep over this fight, and it showed. As in the beginning of this fight, Berlanga didn't offer anything really. He hardly threw any punches, and when he did eventually throw one, there was no follow-up, or he would just get into a clinch and get frustrated. By the 6th round, that's when he found his range and started switching up the angles of his punches when he found space, and that was when he managed to get the knockout. Even though he got the knockout, I was hoping for a better overall performance and a faster start to the fight, because based on this performance, he is nowhere near fighting a guy like Canelo. So what do you guys think of Berlanga's performance over the weekend? Canelo has issues with PBC and Al Haymon. It's so bad that Canelo could take the drastic step of going back to his first love, Eddie Hearn, and Matchroom. So how did we get here? Well, let's start from the beginning. So last year, when Canelo left Eddie Hearn to sign with the PBC on a multi-fight deal, the plan was for him to fight both the Charlos, with the third opponent to be determined at a later date. The first part of the plan was complete when Canelo dominated Jermell Charlo to a one-sided decision. But this is where I believe that all the problems started. The first issue was the way that Canelo absolutely dominated Jermell Charlo, whooped his ass, knocking him down in the process. Because Jermell Charlo was so terrible, robbed the bank, took the money and went home, PBC as well as the general public had no interest in seeing Canelo fight his brother Jermall Charlo. Also, add to the fact that when Jermall Charlo did come back after a 29-month layoff, he performed terribly against Jose Benavidez, that no one has no interest in him fighting Canelo now. Dead in the water as far as PBC is concerned. Secondly, I believe that PBC is facing some issues. First, Showtime pulled out of the TV rights deal because, simply put, they weren't making any money on those fights, which meant that PBC had to go on and sign a deal with Amazon, which means a change of strategy, new ideas. So when Canelo went to Al Haymon to ask him to fulfill his part of the deal and feed him an inactive Charlo, Al Haymon told Canelo didn't want to pay the money, as they believe that fight will lose them money, not make them money. And we all know that Canelo doesn't want to fight Benavidez. But even if Canelo did want to fight Benavidez, I don't think PBC will have the money to pay him for that fight anyways. So simply put, the offer that was given to Canelo last year is now off the table. Now Al Haymon has moved from Showtime to Amazon Prime. Why?
The money gone. So the money's really gone. Yeah.
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
Because I believe the money is not there. PBC needs to downsize and get rid of the fat, and Canelo is the fat. And Eddie Hearn will welcome him with open arms, as now Eddie has the fighters to feed Canelo and is willing to pay top dollar to see that happen. This is an ongoing story, so I'm gonna report it as the news develops. Canelo leaving Al Haymon is terrible news for PBC and Amazon. Only a few years ago, Al Haymon and PBC had arguably one of the biggest stables in boxing, going up all the weight divisions. But fast forward to today, in 2024, things look drastically different. Fighter-wise, PBC is in a bad place. I mean, let's look at the list. Deontay Wilder's gone, Manny Pacquiao's gone, Errol Spence got ruined by Crawford, Terence Crawford is now gone, he's a free agent, the Charlos are done. Has anyone heard of Leo Santa Cruz? Jaron Ennis is now a free agent. So when you look at the list of names, the only star they have left is Gervonta Davis, and even he is willing to talk to his arch nemesis Eddie Hearn to ask him for a payday to face Conor Benn. Like I said previously, the money is not there. I believe the Amazon deal is not as lucrative as what people thought it was. Can PBC make a comeback? They could. They can develop young homegrown fighters. They still got a platform of Amazon Prime, so it's definitely possible. But I think everybody has to live with the reality that PBC is not the force that it once was. Gervonta Davis, the professional clout chaser. Let's call it what it is. This guy likes to start Twitter beefs with anyone, but does it translate into a fight? No. So who was his victim this time? Oh yes, Conor Benn. Conor Benn posted a list of names on Twitter after his most recent fight, asking the fans who would they like for him to fight next, only for Gervonta to reply trash-talking Conor Benn when his name wasn't even on the list. So after a back and forth between them, Conor got Eddie to send him a contract with a base offer of 10 million with upside that overall the potential money that he could have earned would have been 25 million. Gervonta went on to reject the offer, and now, if reports to be true, looks like he could be fighting Frank Martin instead. Gervonta wasn't happy with the offer, saying that the offer was too low. He got into another argument with Conor Benn, and then he posted Eddie Hearn's offer on social media so everybody can see. Gervonta Davis has lost his freaking mind. After what transpired with Canelo, I personally find it hard to believe that Gervonta Davis will get a better offer than what Eddie Hearn gave him. I don't think PBC has the money. How are they gonna pay Gervonta Davis more than what Eddie Hearn was offering? Someone help me make this make sense. This is the news from Edgenote50KO Show. Stay tuned next week where I post another video, episode 4. Peace out.